I don't know if you heard. I'm assuming you might have just come off a plane, but the NFL, Troy Vincent, the head of NFL football operations, said the competition committee met via conference call last night to talk about the roughing the passer penalties and the way they have been called, and saying that they reiterated their position on quarterback protection and that there will be no changes to the point of emphasis approved this spring to the rule that was in place in 1995. However, they did clarify techniques that constitute a foul, put out a video that Al Riveron narrated showing 4 plays of what's not permissible and 4 plays of what is permissible. And interestingly enough, of the 4 plays that are permissible, the Clay Matthews hit on Kirk Cousins 2 weeks ago was not one of them. What do you think, Kurt Warner?
Well, again, it's such a fine line because I think so many of us that are former players or that cover the league and, think about long-term, we're all about safety. And nobody's ever going to argue that, don't try to continue to do things that make the game safer. We all want that, and specifically where the head is involved in taking the head out of the game. I just think it gets, increasingly harder to play defense in the league with a lot of the rules that we have. And then to watch, some of these roughing the passer penalties that we have, that I can't do anything but look at it and say, what a great football play. I can even slow it down and go, okay, what is the guy supposed to do here? How is he supposed to avoid? The Clay Matthews hit this past week against Alex Smith, to me, was a great football play. Did everything right, wrapped him up, head was out of the play, but he fell on him. And no question, he fell on him because he ran through the guy because that's the way it was set up on the play. And then to have a flag come out in that situation, it just makes you shake your head. And, I just don't know what is supposed to be done in those situations. And you don't want to take football out of football. You don't want to take a great football play out of the game. I understand anything excessive. I understand picking a guy up and driving him to the turf and those sorts of things being flagged because there's never any part in our game for, things that go outside the lines that are done maliciously. But good, hard football plays should be rewarded, not penalized. And I just feel, unless I'm seeing something a little bit off, and I'll have to watch that video, that a lot of these plays are just good football plays that couldn't be avoided if they tried. And we got to do a better job of not penalizing people for playing the game hard, fast, and strong and trying to do it the right way.
Well, I should say we were just showing the video that Al Riveron and the head of the football operations tweeted out while you were saying that. And I should also mention that the 4 impermissible plays also did not include the Clay Matthews hits, either one of them. So maybe, and Riveron did use the phrase a couple of times in narrating it when I listened to it off the air, Kurt. The words, the player, when they showed that was a flaggable offense, did not have any attempt to brace himself, which Clay Matthews did attempt to do with his left hand when he did take down Cousins. Maybe that's the out here. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played defense in a long time. And, I know the game is fast, and it's amazing to me what players are able to think in the moment, what they are able to see in the course of a second or a half a second. I just feel like that's a very difficult thing to do as you're, trying to get past somebody and get to the quarterback and see where he's at and he's moving, and then you hit him, and then to think, okay, now take your hands off and try to brace yourself. I just feel like that's a lot to think about it, and not that our amazing players can't do it. I just think if that's the caveat, it's going to be very difficult for these defensive guys to be able to think about that every single time in the moment to avoid a penalty.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.